All right, that's it for the 2025 international rugby season, and the rankings are final. The World Rugby International rankings have come out, and these are the final rankings for 2025. And number one, we have South Africa with 93.44 points, 3 points clear of New Zealand in second place, which is a big difference. Normally it's like one, maybe not even 1 point, but now it's 3 points. That's massive at the top of the table. That's we haven't seen a gap like that since that 2015, 2016 All Blacks team that was so dominant. So that just gives credit and shows how dominant the Springbok team actually is and how good they're doing. I mean, one of their better seasons this year, one of their best seasons in memory, one of the best seasons I can remember ever since 2023, of course, and that 2009 season where they went undefeated. So, yeah, a massive season for the Springboks, and they'll be looking to carry on that success going into next year. Number two, New Zealand. Very near between New Zealand and England. New Zealand 90 points, England 89 points, 0.41. So it's very close between those two teams, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what moves happen during the Six Nations, because England, Ireland, and France are all 3, 4, and 5, and they'll be looking to make moves up the rankings, but it doesn't really matter too much right now since the World Rugby pools are only coming out this week, and what happens after doesn't really matter. It only matters for the next World Cup. So if you start thinking towards the next World Cup for rankings wise, it's going to be important that these teams get ahead in the Six Nations. So England number three. Obviously, they came third in the Six Nations and somehow now are ahead of all the other Six Nations teams. France winning the Six Nations, dominating Ireland in the Six Nations earlier this year, and still they're in fifth place. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with those three teams. I mean, England's on 89 points, Ireland's on 87.97, and France is on 87.24. So those three teams are very close together. And in my opinion, those are the three teams that will probably be looking to win the Six Nations. And number six, Argentina, who had a mixed year, quite successful year. I mean, they beat the All Blacks in Argentina for the first time. They also had some good games against Australia and against South Africa, but just failed to really capitalize at the end of the year. I mean, they had some good performances, I mean, against the likes of England as well, but they just couldn't get those big wins done. So they'll be looking to work their way up the rankings going forward, and it's going to be interesting to see where they are placed and what pool they place for the World Cup. Australia, number seven, ranked number seven in the world. Their points 81.53 are their points, and a mixed bag season for Australia. So a massive win at Ellis Park, probably one of their best wins in their history. A good series against the British and Irish Lions. A lot of fans will be saying if there was one more game, maybe they would have won it. But yeah, a mixed season, some lackluster performances at the end of the year, losing to Italy, losing to England. Yeah, they won't be happy with the way they ended the year, but they have a good squad. They didn't have all their best players, and a World Cup in Australia with an Australian team motivated like they are, with a coach like they have, it could be a very dangerous team at the World Cup. So look out for them. Now this is interesting. Fiji, number eight, ranked number eight in the world with points 81.14 points, just below Australia and above Scotland. I think they deserve to be there. They're a very good team. They took England right to the end of the game. They are one of the best teams in the one of the top 10 teams in the world right now. They are, and they have the players to prove it. And it's going to be interesting to see how they develop over the next few years. I mean, I think Super Rugby is really helping them with the Fijian team there, and a lot of their players playing in Super Rugby and in France and all over the world. So they have world class players, and it's just about getting those players to play together more often. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Fiji progress going forward. Number nine, Scotland. Very disappointing here for Scotland. They should not be number nine with the squad they have. This was supposed to be Scotland's dream team, the dream group of players. And I don't know how much longer Gregor Townsend's going to have. He maybe just might have this next World Cup. And if he has a bad Six Nations, they might change the coach right away, because this Scotland team, with all the British and Irish Lions they have, should not be number nine. They should be a top five team in the world. They should be beating big names. I mean, they almost beat New Zealand, but they just can't get it done in big games. And it's frustrating to watch as a fan of rugby who really enjoys watching Scotland play. They should be better. I mean, their points now, they have 80.22. So, I mean, they should be up there with the 87s, along the likes of France, Ireland, and England. They should be up there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do in the Six Nations. I mean, they have some of the best front rows in world rugby. They have probably the best fly half in world rugby. They have a great scrum half. They have really good centres. They have a very world-class team, but can they put it together when it matters? We'll have to see. Number 10, Italy. Very, very weird season from Italy. There were some games where I thought they were absolutely going to win, and some games where they got absolutely destroyed. Like I remember that France game earlier this year in Italy. I thought, okay, this could be the game that Italy can beat France, and then they got destroyed. I was watching that game with my girlfriend, and she was also supporting Italy that game, thinking they could do something good, and then yeah, this Italy team, you just don't know what you're going to get on a weekly basis. You don't know what performance they're going to put up. They have world-class players. Probably my favorite player from Italy is Montiuani. I think he's world-class, and that backline is so, so good. But then they just play big teams, and they just nowhere. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. We wouldn't want to see a performance like they had against the All Blacks in the World Cup going forward, especially into the next World Cup. They really need to get their consistency up. And it's going to be interesting to see how many games they win in the Six Nations, because Wales, as much as Wales are struggling, they're a difficult team to beat. Scotland's a difficult team to beat, and obviously the likes of England, Ireland, and France are extremely difficult to beat. So that's going to be very interesting going forward. Wales ranked number 11. I think this is their lowest position ever that they've ever been in World Rugby, which is just sad to see. Their points rating is 73.18, a whole 5 points below Italy. I don't think they are a whole 5 points below Italy, if I had to be honest. If I had to see a game between them right now, I think it would be a close game. I do think Italy would probably just get the better of them, maybe by a few points. But it's going to be very interesting to see what they do in the Six Nations. I mean, they have the likes of Louis Rees-Zammit back, some very good players back as well. So hopefully they can get some momentum and get some wins under their belt. I know it wasn't their strongest team that played South Africa, but still taking 73 points like that, that's not an excuse in international rugby, especially playing at home. So it's very, 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 very weird what's going on with this Wales team. I just see here that the rankings here have the points more for Japan, so that's interesting. I'll have to do a bit of a fact check on that. But here I have Japan at number 12. It could be Japan 11 and Wales 12, but either way, I think they are probably the two closely matched teams. So they probably could go like for like. I mean, the game was only 1 point between them when Wales won, and I honestly thought Japan deserved to win that game, and I think Japan right now is the better team. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there going forward. I'd like to see Japan get to where they were back in the 2019 World Cup when they were playing incredible rugby. I mean, I would tune into the Japan games every single time they played because they were just playing the most beautiful rugby. They beat the likes of Ireland, they beat the likes of Scotland, they won their pool. We obviously know what happened in the quarterfinal, but they deserved to be in that quarterfinal. So I'd like to see Japan get back to where they were as well. And I do think Japan is better than Wales right now. So I'm just going to have to fact check this. I'll put it in the video to see which one is 11 and 12. Georgia ranked number 13. Oh, guys, we'll be doing the top 15 only here, as you can see. So Georgia ranked number 13 with 73.18 points. Georgia's a weird one. I think if they played more games against the top teams, they would be higher. Or maybe even lower, but they are a good team, and I think they could be a top 10 team. They're a very powerful team, and we saw them play. Was it 2 games against the Springboks this year, or was it 1? Can't really remember, but they need to play more big teams in the year. They need to play the likes of Ireland. They need to play the likes of England, New Zealand, Australia, Fiji more often. Because I really think this Georgia team, could start putting up some big performances and having some really close games with some big teams. So I'd like to see how they develop going forward. And I know I've seen a lot of chatter of them with the Six Nations. Will they get in? Won't they? They probably won't get in. But with this Nations Cup, it'll be interesting to see if there is a promotion relegation. Because I do think Georgia will be the best team outside of that 6 from Europe, and they could hopefully make their way into that so that they can get a shot at the big leagues and the big teams. So it would be interesting to see if they can come into that, or if they extend it to 7 teams and bring the likes of Samoa in, or Tonga, and then Georgia in the Europe side. So that'll be interesting to see. Number 14, Uruguay. I haven't really been following Uruguay that much, but I know they are a good team. They're a very, very good team. Exciting team to watch. Incredibly good at running rugby. They're rated 69.19 here, and I see Spain at number 15 is rated 69.01. Spain as well, I've been keeping track of them. They're also doing some exciting running rugby. It seems like these Spanish teams, all the Spanish-speaking teams are really good at the running rugby, and it's very interesting to see how different they play. So I'm excited to see how those teams go over the next few years, and hopefully they can get some games against the bigger teams, especially Georgia and Japan. I'd like to see them play more big name test matches and some big stadiums with some pressure on them, because they are very good teams, and I'd like to see how they develop. So guys, that's the top 15 rankings, the final rankings for the year of 2025. Let me know, guys, down below if you think that these rankings are accurate, if you think Other teams should be higher up, like England, New Zealand, lower up, lower down. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the World Cup pools, but we will be doing a video for that. That comes out tomorrow, and these rankings obviously play a massive role in that. So I can't wait, guys. See you in the next video.